And I'm going to record second period. Let's see here. Start recording. There we go. So The Note is a film that I've done in class for a number of years, and it's kind of the first movie that I let the students kind of design on their own. The first movie that you guys did, Wake Up, is kind of something that I designed, really short and simple, and you're basically just kind of following my plan and just kind of getting that idea of how to translate something from a storyboard into real life. And so this time you guys are going to kind of create everything. I'm going to give you guys one shot, not even one shot. I'm going to give you kind of directions for shot one. And then from there, you are going to kind of grow and build whatever kind of story you want. And so the note is basically the first shot is of your main actor getting a note in some way. They're getting some new information. At school, I'd say that a piece of paper needs to fall, and they can pick it up or whatever, right? It could fall from the heavens. Someone could throw the note at them. The note could be in their locker, whatever it is. I'm going to expand on that a little bit with you guys. I'm going to pull up kind of some of my ideas I came up with this morning that you guys could roll with. Um, so these are my ideas for the note. So the first shot in your movie, in everyone's movie, is basically going to be their main actor getting some new piece of information. And you could do that a variety of ways. And here's 4 ideas I came up with off the top of my head. Take them, use them, don't use them. Use them as inspiration for your own idea. It's up to you. But I thought maybe a shot, a really, really close shot of a phone on a table, kind of looking at our actor, and the phone blinks with a text, and the actor comes to read it. Right? This text could say, "You just won the lotto." Or this text could say, "I know what you did last summer." Or this text could say, "I'm in love with you, your secret admirer." Or this text could say, "I need you to come pick me up from the airport." I don't know, right? Something hopefully exciting. Another idea I had for a character to get a note is a medium shot of your main actor opening the mailbox, and they're kind of rifling through the letters, and then they see one that kind of makes them drop all the other letters and run off with this one letter, run home. And you don't even have to tell the audience what the note is if you don't want to until maybe the climax. You could keep it a secret, keep your audience wondering what is on that note that's making this character freak out so much. What is it? What is it? What is it? And then you reveal it at the climax. Might be really, really interesting. Um, just a classic, a note slides under your door. Maybe it slides under your bedroom door. Maybe it slides under your front door from outside, right? Who left it for you? What does it say? Right? I need $100,000 in the next 10 minutes. I'm going to kidnap your sister, or I kidnapped your sister and I need the ransom, or something like that. Or, I mean, there's a million different directions this could go. Um, it could be a wanted poster, right? You could kind of do a Western movie and it's wanted, Jesse James. I don't know. And then another idea I had was maybe your character is lying in bed and the note falls from the ceiling and lands on their face, falls from the heavens, where this note just appeared and fell and landed on them. What's on the note, again, is up to you. But hopefully it's something that changes your character's life in a meaningful way. This is kind of the hook and the call to adventure rolled into one. We're jumping right into the meat of the story. We're not going to spend a lot of time explaining who this character is and what they are, because we are not going to have a lot of time to do that. We want to kind of jump right in. So use um, showing rather than telling who your character is, right? If your character is a cowboy, right, we can see that because of the clothes they wear, and maybe you edit it with like kind of a golden old timey look, and you shoot in the fields, or something like that, or by a fence somewhere. You go to Black Diamond Mines or something, and it looks all old timey and Western. Or if they're, a policeman at their desk and they have a badge on or something like that, right? You put a badge on them and you put the aviator sunglasses on them, right? So you can use costume and kind of props to kind of inform our audience of who these characters are. So these are just 4 ideas I had, um, quick and dirty ones, right? You could totally come up with your own, but the main idea is that your main character in that first shot needs to get a note. or get some new piece of information. And so let me clear these things out of the way. Basically, the note is going to be a 1 to 2 minute movie that is about 15 to 20 shots long. And I'm going to post all this information in the assignment for you, but I want to go over it with you now as well. So it's a 1 to 2 minute movie that's about 15 to 20 shots long, and you can make it any genre you want. And that's probably the first thing that I would say you want to nail down when you're thinking about what kind of movie you want to make would be, do you want to do horror? Do you want to do action? Do you want to do martial arts? Do you want to do sci-fi? Do you want to do Western, drama, romance, comedy, right? There's a million different genres out there. What kind of genre do you think that you want to try to emulate? And that will help to guide you with what could be on that note and what could happen to that character. Because writing can be, for some people it's hard to come up with that idea. But I think that if you pick a genre first, it gets you on a path, and then it makes it easier. Because, like, let's say you choose horror. Okay, I want to do a horror movie. Well, then it's like, well, there's ghost horror movies, there's zombie horror movies, there's, slasher horror movies. There's so many, and then you choose that, and you're kind of narrowing your options down, and it helps you to kind of get the ball rolling. The first shot of the movie must be of a note, text, email, or mail being delivered to our main character, which could be you or it could be a sibling, you know, whatever works for you. Now, as for the requirements in the film, like I said, it's going to be 1 to 2 minutes long, about 15 to 20 shots. But the movie must also contain 2 of the special cuts that we did. And it could be any of the 2 that you want. It could even be 2 of the same. If you want to use 2 whip cuts, that's fine. If you want to use 2 pop cuts, that's fine. Or if you want to use 1 whip and 1 wipe, that's fine. As long as there's 2 special cuts in this movie that are done correctly, you'll be in business. So think about, like, if you're doing horror, wipe cuts are great to make creatures appear and disappear, as your character is walking through their house. Sci-fi is great for pop cuts. You can make or action, like if you're doing a superhero movie, they can make things appear and disappear using pop cuts. Whip cuts are great to change locations quickly, in an action movie as well. So think about how, once you nail your genre down, well, which of these special cuts kind of lends themselves to that genre? How can we use them to make our movie more effective? The second thing that your movie must contain is a voiceover. So, and just one voiceover minimum. If you want to do more, that's fine. Again, these are all minimums. So I'm going to write 2 special cuts minimum on here. Must contain 1 voiceover minimum, like that. And you could have the voiceover just be that over the title of the movie, right? If your movie is called, Slappy T. Jenkins, right? Then you just have your voiceover come in and say, The Adventures of Slappy T. Jenkins. I don't know, right? You could do that. Or you could have your character, as they get the text message, we could voice over and we could hear them in their head reading the text message. Who sent this? What is this? Right? Something like that. You could do a voiceover of, your creepy doll coming to life and talking to you. You could make it sound really creepy and crazy. So all of those things are fine, but you got to have at least 1 voiceover in the movie. So down here, these are the requirements of the movie. Down here is kind of a roadmap for us to follow. So the first thing that I would do today is think about what genre it is that we want to work in. Again, and these are just, I'm just going to write examples here. This is not like the list. Horror, action, Western, drama, comedy, sci-fi, right? There's plenty more genres out there. Film noir, detective, right? There's a bunch more. So pick your genre first. What kind of movie do you think that you want to make? And again, that will help you. And then even once you pick action, well, do you want to do cops and robbers? Do you want to do superhero? Do you want to do war movie? Do you want to do hacker? Right? there's subgenres within each of these genres that will help you to kind of narrow your idea down. And then even then, once you find, like, let's say I want to do a hacker movie, well, I could just Google hacker movies. Okay, so we've got um, swordfish, war games, hackers. There's all these different movie. You could even call The Social Network kind of a hacker movie. It's got all those coding scenes in it. You could look at movies that are in that same subgenre as the movie you're choosing, and kind of emulate their style a little bit. Um, After you've chosen the genre, um, we need to write the screenplay, and our screenplay is going to be more than one page. Kind of finishing around 2 full pages. Try not to go over 2 pages, because then your movie is going to get too long. You're not going to be able to fit it into 15 to 20 shots. It's going to get longer than 2 minutes. It's just going to be that much more work for you to do, right? I don't want you to be overloaded with, oh, I need to get 50 shots. Oh my gosh, that's going to take me 3 hours, right? 20 shots, you could probably get that done in about an hour. Maybe 2 hours, right? I usually figure at school, I figure about 10 shots an hour, because I figure, the distances are much larger. When you're just kind of around your home, or on your neighborhood, it might be a lot faster than that. Anyway, write 1 to 2 page screenplay, and think about 3-act structure to help your story move forward, right? We're kind of getting into the call to adventure right away by having that note come into their lives very early, right? Think about having um, consequences for failure. Think about having like what trials, what kind of weaknesses does my character have? What kind of trials on the road to trials are they going to have to overcome? Are they going to have help, friends, and allies along the way? When is it going to look like they failed at the midpoint low, like that whatever they're going after has eluded them? And then what could the climax be? And then if you want to have a twist, what can you put early? What seed can you plant early in the movie that you can harvest at the end for an effective twist? Right? And then resolve everything at the end. Make sure there's no loose ends. Once you've got your screenplay done, you're going to want to draw your storyboard, and thinking about what kind of cool angles, what kind of cool compositions, right? We watched the video about uh, using the rule of thirds and good composition. And then we also watched the video about creative camera work, right? How can we kind of create some new cool looks and cool things? Once you're done drawing the storyboard, and what we'll do is when we get back for break, we'll take a day to write the screenplay together. We'll take a day to draw the storyboard together. We'll take a day to shoot the video. Once you've got the storyboard done, you'll shoot the video, making sure we use all the slate and all the calls. That's a great habit to get into. It keeps you clean. It keeps you on pace and on track. It makes editing so much easier when you have the slate in each shot. We'll edit the rough cut, then we'll edit the polish cut, and then we'll export and turn it in. And I'm hoping that with this project, we might spend a day just watching everybody's videos, and kind of critiquing them a little bit. In class, we would critique each video. What do we like? What would we change? Things like that. So I'm hoping that we can do all those things online as well. So this is kind of like the outline for the project. Today, I would say let's choose a genre and start thinking about kind of the general plot of our movie. And then when we see each other again in 2021, we'll start writing the screenplay. And if you want to jump ahead on any of this and you just can't wait, then be my guest. But today, choose a genre. The next time we see each other, which I believe will be January 5th, we will be writing our screenplays in class. January 7th will be a storyboarding day, and then give you a day to shoot and give you a day to edit as well, and then we'll turn the whole thing in. And what I'm going to do, and Taha's asking, are we just turning in the final render and the screenplay storyboard? I'm actually going to kind of break it up. So what I'm going to assign to you guys right now, second period, actually let's go here so you can watch me work. Boop. Let's see, assignments for second period, create from existing. First period, I assigned it to them already. the note pre-production. So I'm going to have this assignment. I'm going to kind of break this whole movie into multiple assignments. So the first one is just the note pre-production. Create your screenplay and storyboard for your movie, The Note. The first shot of everyone's movie must be your main character getting a note. And then this is basically me just copying the things that you just looked at on my Google Drive. So my number, I'm going to turn this to a 0. Oh, it won't let me. Fine. Whatever, it's just going to be 1, 1. And then attach your screenplay and storyboard to this assignment. The rubric for this is the screenplay is in correct format and the correct length for full points. If it has a few errors, multiple errors, or not acceptable, drop some points. And then the storyboard, if the storyboard is in the correct format and length, you get full points. If it's got a few errors, multiple errors, or not acceptable, down there. And this is due on Monday, the 11th of January. That's the 2 date, because we'll see each other the 5th and the 7th. We'll work on the screenplay and the storyboard in class. And then you guys will turn in your pre-production. And then once the pre-production is turned in, I'll make an assignment called the note production. I'll ask you guys to show me some raw footage. And then after that one's done, I'll make an assignment called the note final, where you'll upload the final edited movie of the whole thing. So it's going to kind of be like 3 assignments. It's going to keep growing and keep going as we go forward. So let's stop that recording.